Hello everybody, welcome back to our tutorial. This tutorial is continuation of our previous tutorial which we are doing on a ride sharing application. So far we've been able to design our login page, sign up and our map uh, page. So let's quickly log in and so this is where we are currently. So for today's tutorial, we'll be looking at how to enable Google Place API autocomplete search. So when you enter something in your search field, Google predicts the address which you are looking for. If you don't know the complete address, it gives you some kind of predictions to some certain places within a certain location where you might be. So I've gone ahead to create the search screen just to save time. You can copy this repository and if you're interested in the search screen, or you can create yours. So this is what the search screen looks like. So when you start typing in this text field, Google should give you the prediction of the place you are looking for. So this is that for this. And for this tutorial, we need two things, which is to enable our API on the Google API web cloud platform, and also the documentation of the documentation where we can get the endpoint for calling these places API services. So to enable this, just go to this particular URL. I've enabled it already, but just to show you how it's done. So this is your environment. Make sure the account where your project is what you selected here, and also make sure that your project is what is selected here. So this is the name of my project, Reflex application, and this the project. So if your project is not what selected here, simply click on this and select this drop down and select your particular project you are working on. So go to library. Once you selected your project, go to library. In this text field, sub places API. This is places API. This is the overview of what it's talking about. And then click on it and click on enable. I have enabled mine, so that's why it's showing manage. So this is where you need to click on it and get to. So the next thing we will be looking at is this developer documentation for our autocomplete address. So we paste this here. This is developer.google.com/places/web service/autocomplete. I did this before and I mistakenly put S here, so I had issues navigating to the documentation. But for this, it takes you automatically to these web services where you want to make use of the endpoint. So let's just scroll down till you see the URL for the endpoint. Okay, this is the URL here. So for this, we want to test our endpoint to make sure that it's working, this particular one. So the things that will require is to put a kind of input. If you want to search by location, longitude, latitude. If you want to search by radius from your current location, and the type of places you want Google to predict for you, whether it's offices, company, buildings, residential address. So these are all it. So this is your API key here. So this is where you enter your API key. Before now, we've generated our API key, so we are going to copy and use the API key. So for all this, we don't need all this all the way to this point. And for this particular one, Make sure you don't have any spaces in between. There's no spaces allowed. So for this input, I have Thomas. Let's use Thomas, and then for our API key, this is my own API key here. I copied and saved it. So make sure you've generated your API key. If you've not done that, please visit our previous video tutorial, which we've done. So I want to search for this particular string. Let Google predict it for me, and I'm passing my API key. So when I do this, I get all these predictions over here. So your API key, you can get it from this place by going to your to this place, go to API and services, and API and services, go to credentials. So this is my API. This is where you generate your API key. You can do create credential. You can now generate your API key. In some cases, you might need to enable billing here for it to work. Most times, most of the features will not work until you enable billing. So enter your billing credential. You will not be billed for it. So what they normally want to do is to confirm, authenticate the user using that particular method. So you can see from April 1st to 19th, there has been no billing at all for me, and I've been using it for this tutorial. So if you want to go ahead and enter your billing information, and then it will allow you to make use of the API up to this extent here. So now we want to go back to our app and use these particular features which we've talked about. So this is our search screen. This is one where we want to make use of this particular guy. And so the first thing we want to do is let's switch over to this place. We want to create what? We want to create a method first. And let's call it void find place and string place name. This will be passed through this place. So for this, let's quickly cut this and put it somewhere here. Is it somewhere here? Okay, let's put it at the top. Let's put it at the top here. Here it can be seen. Okay, so we have find place and place predictions, and we'll be passing a parameter to it, and then it will query and get the place for us. So for this particular tutorial, we'll just get the request, and then we'll now just print for now. So I have a request method here which I'm using to get a coordinate address, and this is the request assistant that I pass the URL, and it queries and gets the required response from me. So this is the one I will be making use of. So for this tutorial, I will be calling it's an asynchronous method because we have to wait for this guy to be returned, and then if place name dot what the length, want to make sure that the value in this place name, the characters is up to 1. Once you have 1 character inside, it should start predicting the value or the place for you. So we have string auto complete URL, and we want to pass where is it? this URL to it. So you can go ahead and copy it. Let me show what I copied here, just for you to be able to make use of it. So this is where your API key will be, and this is where your string, your search string will be. So you have something like this. Let me extend it. Okay, let me bring it down. So you have something like this. Input equals to the search string, then your key, the key equals to your API key. So this is where you enter your API key. So with this, I go over to my project and I add this here and I close it off here. So, but then I already have this string stored somewhere in this place. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Map key. So I, instead of using this whole string, I'll call the variable holding it map key. So with this, and another thing is the string we are querying will be passed via this place name. So we replace this with this variable called what? Place name. So our map key, I think we need to import the map config. All right, this is it. So after this, the next thing we will do is to call our request handler. Our request handler. So our request handler will pass the result of what we are going to get from our request handler to this REST by doing our wait request assistant, which is our class get request, and what are we passing to it? Autocomplete URL here. So this is what we are going to pass to it, and whatever it returns is going to return the decoded JSON data. The body of the JSON data is going to return the JSON data to us, and that JSON data is what we are passing to this guy. So what we want is either it passes a JSON data or it returns failed. So either way, we just want to print what? I want to print a long string so that I will be able to see it with all these frames jumping up and down here. So I first of all want to print multiple two, then I'll print this response that it's going to give to us here. So this find place, we want to add it to our destination test field. Where's my test field? Okay, this is my destination test field here. So I want to add on change. Once the value in this place changes, it should get the prediction for us. On change, we have val, the value, which is the test that will be found inside of this place, and then we call our place, what did I call it again? Oh, find place. So we call on find place. Sorry, we call on find place. So what are we passing to it? The value of the test. So this is what we want to do, and then we refresh our project. So I want to add Thomas here. So this is the predictions it is giving to us. So this is it. Thomas Plaza, Upper Thomas Road, Singapore, Thomas Upper this, and these are the Thomas Simpson. So let's look for Tom this. So it gives us another prediction down here, somewhere down here. Okay, Tom, Thompson, Singapore, this. So it continues giving us predictions upon predictions upon predictions upon predictions. So now we want to display these predictions in in a tile here for us to be able to make it visible in our application right now. So what do we do? Um, what we will do is to come down to this place and create another class called prediction tile, and we make it a stateless widget since it's going to be called from within a stateful application. It says it's missing one override, so let's auto generate that, and we do this. So we say final place uh, prediction. We needed to put our place prediction, final place prediction equals to place prediction. So place prediction. So we've now created this particular URL. Or let's first of all create something, a list, and call it list place what place prediction. Place prediction. Um, let's see. Okay, I've not created it yet. So let's go ahead and create our place prediction, and then we will add it later on. So go ahead, come to this place. We create our final prediction, our place prediction tile list. Create this here, predictions. So we remove this, and what do we return? We return let's use a flat button, although it's depreciated right now. So for this particular one, we are going to leave it empty for now. And for our child, what do we want to have in our child? Want to have what do we want to get? We want to get a container, and this container, what do we want to have? We want to have a child. We want to have column, and inside this column, we want to have children, and we want to have a sized box, and we want to have the width to be 10, and we want to have a row. We want to have children, and we want to have what do we want to have? We want to have let's just beautify it by adding icons to it. Icons dot add location. So this is what we want to add to it, and we have another size box, and we have the width to be 14, and then we have expanded. Then what we want to have, we want to have a child and column, and let's define cross-axis alignment for it. Cross-axis alignment, cross-axis alignment dot start. We want to start from the beginning, and children, we want to add sized box, and we want to add height, of the size box. We want to add 8, and want to add a test this, and prediction tile, we want to add place prediction. Okay, we will leave it empty for now. And for this, we'll have two ties here. Size box. We have height, and we have two. Then we have text. We keep it empty for now. And we still have this here. We have size box and the height. We do 8. So with this, we are good to go. We are good to go. So the next thing we will be creating should be our place prediction tile. Place prediction tile. So for our place prediction tile, let's go ahead and create a model. We want to create a model for our place prediction. We want to create a model. So let's go ahead and create a folder which we will call models, and inside it we create our file which we call place what prediction predictions of that. So we create a class and call it place predictions, and inside our class we are going to have a string secondary underscore the secondary text. We have the string main the main text, and we have place ID. So I can do this, select all this, right click, and generate a construct for it. A construct. It should be so. I hold shift and select all this, and then it automatically selects all this for me. It automatically creates all this for me. I put this back here. So we have this, but this is not what we want. So I just wanted to show you how to do that. So we generate this manually, and we do this dot secondary, this dot main, this dot place, and then we want to get it through pass it through a JSON dot from what from JSON, and we have a map. What is being passed to this? What we will be passing to this based on the value which we are getting here is a map. We are going to see it's a map with a list inside. So that's why we are passing this like this. So we come back to this place, and everything we are getting here is a string, and the next string is dynamic, and then it will be passed as JSON. So for place ID underscore ID, what do we want to return? We want to return the JSON format of this, and place what ID. So for this place, if you look at this place, you discover that it has a place ID here. It has a secondary text here. It even has a description here, but I want just the main text, which is this, the secondary text, and what the place ID. We don't want to show everything. So the place ID, we need the place ID for us to do an extended queries and search. But for now, let's just keep it simple. So back to our this, we create our main test. What do we want to pass? We want to pass JSON, and now let's look at our this. This is under structure formatting. The main test is inside structured formatting. So we put this first. We put this first, and then we define another this, and this is where our main test is. So we copy it, and then we come back to this place and we put it here. Oh, sorry. We put it inside this place. So we close it up here. So our secondary test will follow the same pattern, JSON. I recommend that you copy this so you don't make mistake with the typing, which will give you errors, and you spend minutes, if not hours, trying to debug the issue. So secondary test, I copy it and I go back and I paste. So this is all we need for this. Then we come back to our search screen here. We'll go over to the top here. We go back to the top here, and then we create our, what do we create? We create our lists. We want to pass this to through a list. We say place predictions, and we create prediction list. So this is the list that we will be getting. Whatever value we get, we'll pass it to this list, and then we come over to our to this place. We want to import place predictions. What do we want to import here? We want to import want to showcase our place predictions. Okay, this is it. And we want to assign it to this. So with this created now, says variable must be initialized. So I put null inside of it. Do I need to put null? No. What am I returning? Is it list or is it string? Uh, Now let's just initialize it with null. I hope I don't get any errors from on here. So the place prediction has been created. Then we want to use our place predictions inside this place. Whatever we have in the place predictions, we want to have it inside this place, the main test. And we want to deal with any overflow. Test overflow dot ellipse, and then we want to do style uh, test style, and what next? We want to do uh, font size. The font size we want to return is 16. So we do the same thing for this place. Copy it and do the same thing for this place. But here we change this to secondary test. So with this now, I think we are ready to start showing our list on prediction. So we come back to our project here. We want to show this place prediction below this place. We want to show it below this place. below this container, this major container here. So I close up this, and if here I put a condition, size box, then I say just to create a space between the, I do it then. If the space is not enough, then we increase it. So I'll put a condition, place prediction list dot length. If it's greater than 0, that means we've gotten a prediction inside. Then we use an expanded widget, and we do child, we add padding, or let's first of all say list view dot separated. So uh, all this, will add all this, and then we wrap this inside the padding. Where's padding? Padding, okay. And the padding, we use symmetric, we use vertical 8, and then horizontal, we use 16. So for the item builder, what do we want to do? Do we add padding? Okay, let's add padding inside this. Edge insert on, okay, let's do 0. And for the item builder, we do this, and where are we returning it? The same context as our current context, and index. So inside this place, what do we want to return? We want to return prediction type, and we are passing what? Place predictions, and place prediction list and the index. That's what we are passing. Uh, let's see what we have here. We passed this. Is it correct? What am I doing wrong? I am passing a parameter to this prediction type here, and it seems not to be going through. Okay, let's continue with our building. We'll sort that out later. Build contest, int, index, and what do you want to use? I want to use a divider widget. So item count, we get the item count from the length of the that we are going to. We do want to use shrink wrap. Yes, we want to use that. We want to its the physics we want to use. We want to use a clamping screw physics. Okay. So for this place prediction type, place predictions, what are we doing wrong? So this is what we are calling here. We are calling this prediction type, and it's a stateless widget here. Okay. Final place prediction. We have prediction tile. We have key key this dot place predictions super key key sorry key. So this should take care of the error we are getting right now. Which other error? Okay, it has taken care of it. Which other error are we getting? Okay, after this expanded, if nothing, if we are not getting anything, then we want to return what? We want to return an empty container. So this is all this, and I guess we are all done here. Let's see if it works. Okay, we are still getting this here, and let's see, let's see, let's see what we are doing wrong in here. Okay, so we need to modify our request instead of printing all this. What we should have is we want to make sure that the request is and the status of the request is okay and not failed. Status equals to what? Okay. So if it's equals to okay, then what do you want to do? We want to do var and we call prediction. We want to assign our result to the list which we created above so it can be able to return. So let's do predictions. We get the prediction, the resources. Let's say, okay, this is what the list which we want to return back here. Prediction. And then once we get this, we define another list, places list, and whatever we have here, we say predictions as list dot map e. Then what do we want to do? Place predictions dot what from JSON. So let's bring this down here so you all will be able to see JSON. You know we define JSON and what do you want to put in here? Let's put use e in here dot what we want to convert it to list so we can have a list. So once we've converted this to from map to list, we converted this value we are getting here. This is a map, so we converted it to list so we can be able to make use of it in our application. We converted it and assigned it to this place prediction. We can say set state. We now say our place prediction tile list. We'll assign the converted one to what? To it here. So let's see. So it's still printing this. So we need to update this. Remember we say whenever this thing changes, it should update our file list. I don't know why it's not updating. Let's say if we can print something, print let's print multiple 3 and see. this is for the address, and for this place we say I don't know why it's not getting this. This is my address. It's showing. Did I make mistake somewhere? Let me see. Resources status.ok. All right, let's print this. This is just the process of debugging. Print this, and let's see. Okay, got my address at this point, and uh, okay, it got okay, 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 okay. It got it up to 3 times. Then it's getting requests. Send, 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 send. So let's see. Await this. So I don't really know what is happening, but I will try and figure it out. And in my next tutorial, I'll show you how this was resolved. Oh, okay. Let's try something new. Let's try and refresh or restart the application. Let's try and restart the application. I've always faced this kind of issue many times. So here we do this, and we do edge at g.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got this. You remember we added a model which was not part of our stuff before. So I guess we have to, let's say Thomas. It's getting the required data, but we can't really see it here. So okay, in our next tutorial, I will have to resolve this and show you how it was being resolved. So this is the few things we learned today. I will be uploading this video shortly, and I'll try and fix this and update the video. Thank you for your time. See you in the next tutorial.